The Aetherius Society proudly presents tribute to the 50th anniversary of the giving of the 12 blessings. Fifth blessing, blessed are the thanksgivers. The co-hosts were the Right Reverend Raymond Nielsen and the Reverend Brian Kniep.
This is just not, your average person. These are individuals who have expended tremendous amount of energy and knowledge, maybe over not only this life, but maybe previous lives, where they have an awareness of nature's finer forces. And we've seen many illustrations of this throughout the centuries in indigenous races, for example, in different cultures. You're talking about America. You have the Hopi Indians, for example, who have handed down these rituals because the elders of the tribes understand that there are these natural forces that can be tapped into and sent to the nature of things in thankfulness. And they bring about a balance, and in many cases they have induced rain in parched areas. But basically, the thanksgivers are those people who know that, A, there are tremendous tides of natural spiritual energy, and they direct them to their objectives. In other words, they know where they should be directing this energy, as opposed to the majority of Western civilization, who goes about daily life not really knowing and caring about things. But the Master Jesus here is giving a blessing to these as a group soul, but he's also indicating further on during the blessing that each one of us can become a thanksgiver. We can actually join this group soul once we have expended the effort by researching and increasing our awareness and suddenly realizing this is what we should be doing. We can actually become a thanksgiver and give the great energies to the forces of nature, especially those mentioned by the Master Jesus in the next sentence, Brian. Well, that's, the Devic kingdom.
That's right. I'll read the next sentence, because that really helps understand this blessing. Blessed are they who have expended enough energy themselves so that they may know of the existence of the Devic kingdom, and knowing this, live in eternal thanks for its work. Blessed are these ones. Let's just quiet our minds just for a moment as we prepare to bring the energy of that great Master of Love, the Master Jesus, virtually into our presence as we hear his words coming through Dr. King's voice 50 years ago.
Blessed are the thanksgivers, for they turn a tides of energy and direct these towards their objectives.
What is the Devic kingdom? Well, the Devic kingdom are those beings who look after the forces, so-called forces, of nature. Is it by chance that the sea acts in the way that it does? Is it by chance that the clouds act in the way that they do? Is it by chance that the grass grows, the wheat grows, the trees grow, the animals live? Are all these things just by some strange freak of chance? Are they all run strictly according to cold mathematics like a piece of machinery is run? Not at all. Not at all. They're all run strictly according to law. Ah, yes, but behind it all there is a great guiding intelligence. And this great guiding intelligence, as far as we are concerned, are the Devic kingdom. And blessed are those who know of the existence of the Devic kingdom, because to know of the existence of the Devic kingdom, you must have expended some energy in order to have this knowledge. Some energy in one way or another. As some of you who already know of the existence of the Devic kingdom, you know full well that you've had to expend some knowledge to know of this. Now then, we find out why all this is necessary. And this is this is a collection of some of the most significant sentences in the whole of occult literature, because it hasn't been put in occult literature ever before as simply as it's put here and straightforwardly. Ordinary earthman, by his wrong thought and action, has, for countless centuries, sent streams of power to the devas, power discoloured by his uncontrolled emotion. The devas, having no other tools but those of man, have had to make flood and drought. Man is responsible for all these, and all will be reckoned in his karma. Now, this is what it means, and this is why it's necessary for you to send power to the devas. You might think, well, all right, you say that the sea devas, for instance, or the devas of storm are tremendous beings of great power. They are, but they can only use the power you send to them. And if you unconsciously send streams of hate and enmity and shall we call it negative streams of energy to them, they will use these strictly according to law, and you have earthquakes, famine, so on. When a man explodes a hydrogen bomb, he brings about certain laws. The Devic kingdom must cause earthquakes. They have to by the law which made them. And they work strictly according to this law, and they will not deviate. That's what they're there for. They are the people who work according to the law of action and reaction strictly. So you get the conditions you deserve. By you, I mean the mass of humanity, naturally. Get exactly those conditions they deserve. When hydrogen bombs are set off, earthquakes must happen. When rockets are sent out through the ionosphere, earthquakes must happen, because in comes an influx of cosmic rays for a second or two. The Devic kingdom have to manipulate those. Bingo. You must have earthquakes. It's one of the things you must have. On the other hand, if you send to the devas what we call love, great results can be brought about.
The sixth blessing. Blessed are they who heal. The co-hosts were the Reverend Gary Blaze and the Reverend Chrissy Blaze.
The population may kill itself. There is this possibility. In fact, it's a very, very great probability. The calamity will come within a few years, killing off at least 75% of all life streams upon Earth. Whether it does this or not, selfishness will die or will be transmuted into service by the great rays which will impregnate the earth for the next 2,000 years. This is a prophecy, but it's one that some of us can see quite plainly and quite definitely. Hence these practices are all given in such a way that we can be of great benefit to mankind. As a secondary consideration, only we do ourselves benefit too by being of benefit to others.
We do. Let's join together, as I said, in the practice of the violet flame. Let's begin by everybody listening there, placing the hands, palms downwards on the knees, and let us spend a few moments in centering ourselves by going deeper within. Just allow your breath to deepen. And really start to focus your mind. And now let us think downwards to this wonderful goddess beneath our feet, the Mother Earth, who gives this wonderful violet flame freely whenever we ask. And let us now, in a place of respect for this great being and reverence, request her violet flame to flow upwards, right up through and around your physical body and aura, and take this transmuting, cleansing violet fire right up as high as you can see it flow, some 30 or 40 feet above the head or more. Don't limit this flame, and really see it and feel it cleansing you, heading of this blessing by the Master Jesus. Please raise the hands.
Blessed are those who heal in these days of great pain and suffering.
If the healer doesn't have faith in his own abilities or have faith in God, then he won't do much. So he has to know either whichever method he adopts, if it's very advanced healing, he won't touch his patient, but he might adopt the Tibetan method of getting certain powers by hand signs, which is a secret method of healing given by initiation only, because it's far, far too potent to give out to the ordinary man. Either that, or whether it's through prayer or breathing exercises or however it is, the healer must have complete and absolute faith in his own abilities, or, if it's a purely faith thing, as it were, in the source from which healing power comes. But it does come from the Son, and that's where it does come from.
Divine Lord of all wondrous creation, we raise our voices and minds to you now in prayer, knowing, even as we do, that this is answered at this moment. O wondrous God, we ask that the hearts and minds of man might be opened to thy presence, to thy mighty light, so that they may forever glorify thee, so that they may realize that within them beats a spark directly connected to thy wondrous heart. We raise our minds in thankfulness for the fulfillment of our prayer, for this shall come to pass upon this earth.
It is done. Well, on behalf of Christy and I, we'd like to thank everybody, and thank you for your wonderful cooperation, interest. A special thank you to our technical team, Brian Kneep, Mark Tassi, and the CD master, Richard Casada. We thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Please visit us on the web at www.aetherius.org.